sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Yesterday, right-hander Jake Odorizzi carried a no-hitter into the 7th against the Yankees. But with one swing of the bat by Starlin Castro, the no-no was gone. And so was the Rays' lead as New York eked out a 2-1 victory. Tonight, the Rays head into Kansas City, there to open a 3-game set versus the defending World Series champions. Tonight, we greet you from the nation's heartland, Kansas City, Missouri, on the evening of Memorial Day, when we pause to pay tribute to those who have given so much to so many. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Tonight, the Rays begin a 10-game road trip. The first stop is Kansas City against the defending world champion, Kansas City Royals. With Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. Brian, the Rays come in 4 games under 500. More and more, they're going to look for production from the middle of the order, led by Evan Longoria.
And right now, what you can say about Evan Longoria is he is making his hits count. I mean, he is driving runs in a big way. The last 2 ball games, counting a sacrifice fly, Evan Longoria has had 4 plate appearances where he has gone out there and driven in at least 1 run. And, he's using the whole field back up the middle, showing some power. That big hit yesterday, you thought that was going to be the difference because that was a real pitcher's duel. Turned out not to be, but Evan Longoria hot right now, and you know that he's capable of those types of runs.
The Kansas City Royals have recently moved into first place in the American League Central Division, led by guess who? Eric Hosmer. He, in so many ways, the heart and soul of this team.
He's been able to sneak his way back into the top 10 in hitting because of this most recent stretch. You go back over the last 4 games, look at the gaudy numbers. 9 out of 17. It's a .529 average. He has a home run, and he has driven in 30% of his runs in the last 4 games. Again, another reason why he uses the whole field. Hit the ball to left, back up the middle. He'll pull the ball that's in, and right now that ball looks like a watermelon to him.
And for the Rays to solve this lineup, this Kansas City lineup, Matt Andriese will go to the hill tonight. For more on the young right-hander, we'll go to the studio to Rich and Orestes.
On this Memorial Day 2016, the Tampa Bay Rays commence on a 3-city, 10-game road trip with a first of 3 against the Kansas City Royals. Brad Boxberger, for him, it's opening day as we are nearing the 50-game plateau of the season, and the Rays are thrilled to have their American League saves leader back in their bullpen. For Boxberger, he was named to the 2015 All-Star team as the Rays All-Star by the Kansas City manager Ned Yost. So here he is in his return, taking on the Kansas City Royals. Last year was phenomenal in our Toyota Inside Look. Boxberger with those AL leading 41 saves. Consider this, the Rays won just 80 games all of last year, so Boxberger saved more than half of the Rays wins in 2015. Boxberger pitched in his rehab assignment for 3 different minor league teams, and we asked him about controlling that changeup and also where he thinks he's going to come into the game.
Good. I finally got a feeling for it over the last couple outings and been able to utilize it well. So I've got the feeling back for that, and fastball location is there, so I'm ready to go. Don't have any expectations right now. I'm just expecting myself to go out there every day and take the ball in whatever situation it is. And if that's in the 9th, great. If not, then we'll go from there and just take every day as a new day and be able to help my team in any situation I can.
Definitely adds some thickness to the Rays bullpen. Tampa Bay thrilled to have Brad Boxberger back in the fold. We are ready for baseball between the Rays and the Royals, and for all the action, we take it upstairs to Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. The Rays begin this road trip with a 3-game series in Kansas City. Let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Brandon Geyer is going to lead off tonight for the Rays. He'll be in left. And at shortstop, hitting second, is Taylor Motter. Evan Longoria assuming his spot, number 3 in the lineup at third. Steve Pearce hits cleanup at second. Logan Morrison at first. Steven Souza Jr. in right field. Corey Dickerson is the DH. Desmond Jennings hits 8th and plays center field. Hank Conger will do the catching. Kevin Cash, the Rays manager. Special caps for the teams wearing in this game here on Memorial Day. Camouflage design licensed by the U.S. Marine Corps. Ned Yost, the winningest manager in the history of this franchise now.
And right at home in that hat, you know that.
Those 495 wins for Yost. He has surpassed Whitey Herzog's numbers.
And for the Rays, you know, they may be catching Ian Kennedy at the right time. Overall season numbers 4-3, 3.38. However, first 6 starts for Ian this season, he was 4-2 with a 2.13. And his last 3, and his most recent start was cut short because of a rain delay. He is 0-1 with a 6.46. He's going to come at you. You know what he's going to do? He's going to remind you a lot of Jake Odorizzi, the way that he attacks this Rays lineup. Very, very similar in stuff and approach. Let's take a look at the KC Royal defense and see how it's going to line up behind Kennedy here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source in the outfield. Left to right, we have Gerard Dyson, Lorenzo Cain, and Paulo Orlando. Across the infield, third to first, we have Charles Cuthbert, Alcides Escobar, Whit Merrifield, and Eric Hosmer with Drew Butera behind the plate.
This has been a difficult place for the Rays to play in recent time. First of 7 games they will play this year against Kansas City. And over the last 4 seasons, the Rays are just 6-20 against the Royals and just 1-12 here at Kauffman Stadium. The Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light.
Well, that's why. I mean, that tells the story right there, why you're 4-16. You're not scoring runs and you're giving up a ton, whether you're a starter or a guy coming out of the bullpen.
And right there, those numbers go all the way back to 2010 and how difficult it has been to go up against this club. In steps Brandon Guyer, all set to play ball. And the first pitch of this game swung on, and a high fly ball back into left. Dyson is waiting for this one to come down. Boy, he had a long wait for that one. He skied that one to left, one away.
Well, and I'm sure that Brandon Guyer very frustrated, because when you hit a pop-up or a fly ball to left field that high, you just missed it. You just missed putting your team on the board.
Taylor Motter. Motter hit it an even 200. There's a strike. A couple of home runs for Motter. Now 1-1.
Tell you what, I think Ian Kennedy has the matching spikes. Matching shoes with the hat. Look at that.
Yes, he does. He's ahead of Motter 1-2.
That's a good look right there.
Showing great balance on the mound.
Have to.
Gets away from Butera. It's 2-2. Kennedy coming over as a free agent. Last year with the Padres, he was 9-15 in 30 starts with a .428 earned run average.
He's going to attack these Rays hitters with the fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup.
When fouled, a chopper in front of Charlie Montoyo, the third base coach.
Similar in arsenal to what Jake Odorizzi has, and you talk to watch some film on him. You talk to the Royals guys here, and he loves the elevated fastball too. That's become the in vogue pitch.
Goes 3-2 to Motter. Yeah, his ground ball rate's about the same as Odorizzi's.
Yeah.
So they are, you're right, a lot alike in a lot of ways.
How good was Jake yesterday?
There's a base hit through the hole for Motter, and the Rays have a base runner. Yeah, it's a shame to pitch as well as Jake Odorizzi did. It was perfect. One out into the 6th inning and didn't give up a hit until the 7th, and it turned out to be crucial.
And you know what? He owned it. That was the thing that you really like, the accountability. But Jake Odorizzi said, I made a mistake, and one swing cost us the game. It gave them the lead. He said he didn't even turn around to look where that ball went, has no idea where it ended up, but said that one mistake, and we ended up on the losing end, and that's on me.
Devin Longoria out in front of that pitch for a strike. Evan has hit well in this park. As we mentioned at the outset, the Rays have struggled here at Kauffman Stadium. But Longoria in 20 games here has a lifetime average of .319. One and one. Dale Scott got down there and gave that one a very close look.
For good reason. That was a very close pitch. It could have been 0-2. Well, let's hope that Evan Longoria, his last couple of games, roll into the success that he's had here in this ballpark. Rays need someone to step up on the offensive end.
That's going to be a strike. It's 1-2.
Now, they had that one ball game against the Yankees where they scored, what, 9 runs, won 9-5. But in the homestand where they went 1-4, the 4 losses, they scored 6 runs. That will not get it done.
Motter back in at first. Bob Davidson is the umpire over there. So these pitchers must be on their best behavior with Bob Davidson, the first base umpire.
He's a big fan of the balk.
He is.
I mean, when that becomes part of your name, Balk and Bob, then yeah, you had better be technically and fundamentally sound.
And the breaking ball, he drops it in there for a strike. How about that?
Yep. Well, listen, the one thing that you'll see tonight here with Ian Kennedy You don't know how sharp he's going to be, but he mixes his pitches very well. Stays out of patterns and really, just across the board. It's almost any pitch and any count type of a mentality.
Here's Steve Pearce. Pearce entering the game hitting an even 300. They continue to keep an eye on Motter. Kennedy's been all around the zone, not missing by very much on that one. 1 ball.
Now this is where you do wonder if the Rays put Motter in motion. 2 outs, try to get into scoring position. Opposing base stealers just 2 out of 5 against Ian Kennedy, and no Salvador Perez behind the plate.
Little upstairs. Came back with the breaking ball again. It's 2-0. Kennedy out of Huntington Beach, California. He went to USC. And gets the call there.
Steve Pearce is, I think, saying to Dale Scott, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And that's a pretty good eye by Steve Pearce, because that pitch borderline at best. Although it did get a break on the curveball that was up in the zone.
Over to first and back in.
And Bob took a pretty aggressive approach going at Motter there. That was close, and that was a pretty short lead. Go to the back edge with the right arm.
And again over to first base. Rays have these 3 in Kansas City, then into Minneapolis for 4 against the Minnesota Twins. Finish the road trip with 3 in Arizona, in Phoenix against the Diamondbacks. Now ball 3. Too close with that one.
Well, trying to work both sides of the plate, missing just off on a couple of them, and now he's put himself into a real hitter's count here to Steve Pearce, who's been a very good hitter for the Rays with the increase in playing time.
Runner goes. The pitch is chopped to third, foul. So the count will go full. Motter will return to first and then be breaking with the pitch again.
And that was a different look there by Ian Kennedy. We've seen him going with the leg kick. That was a slide step. He got that ball to home plate in a hurry. And that can help you get in the running game. That can also help you throw off the timing of the hitter. He's waiting for your leg kick, and then he's going to load. All of a sudden, you slide step, and he doesn't have time to get ready.
3-2 with a runner gone, and this one is lined foul again up the left field side. So Pearce shooting that left field line a couple times and just missing right there.
Well, he got a hanging slider. You could call it a slider. You could call it a cutter. It's small. 85, 87 miles an hour. That one stayed up in the zone. And, boy, Steve Pearce was just a little bit too quick.
Well, you saw Logan Morrison on deck a moment ago. Kind of like to get him up there because he's had a little success over the course of his career against Kennedy. 3-2 is inside for ball 4. Kennedy gives up the walk, and we will see Logan Morrison get to the plate with 2 men on and 2 men out. And here are those numbers. Tonight's Buick GMC big matchup. He's 5 of 14 with a couple home runs and 2 triples as well.
Showing off that speed. Some good numbers right there, and he's got a guy out in scoring position to work with here.
So an opportunity in the first Pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, and when you've had such a lack of success here like the Rays have going back to 2010, this team, the Royals, playing good baseball right now for the last couple of weeks, very important to try and get the jump on them. And here's a golden opportunity to do just that, especially in this building.
There's a foul ball back. He had a good cut at a fastball right there.
That ball ran, tried to come in, and this ball runs right back over the heart of the plate. You would love to get another shot at that one. That's what Logan Morrison is thinking right there. That was your pitch. Now you start to think about getting ahead of left-handed hitters. Ian Kennedy very fond of the back foot curveball.
Misses up. Fastball there. It's 1-2.
And if he wants to go to that pitch, he just set it up. Come with that fastball in, change the eye level, then come with a curveball. Same idea. Try to drop it down on the back foot.
And the foul ball back. Came with another fastball that time. The one thing you're hoping is that Morrison's completely unaware of how much the Rays have struggled here at Kauffman Stadium. A couple of men on, down 1-2. He's looking for his pitch.
Yeah, has had success against this particular pitcher. Absolutely right, because this has been a house of horrors as far as the Rays are concerned.
Down around his back foot with that breaking ball.
Finally got to it, but didn't execute it. That's the thing. You know, that's where you can have the right pitch set up by the fastball, and if you don't execute it, you're just like, you're so angry at yourself because you're saying in your mind, I have sped up his bat. He's seen a number of fastballs on the inner half. Now I'm going to drop the hook. This inning is over. And you don't execute the pitch, and you're like, now what? Now what do I go with? That was what I had him set up for.
This is about to be the 25th pitch of the inning for Ian Kennedy, and it's way high, and the count is full. Well, he got ahead of Morrison, but now 3-2, and the runners will be off with the pitch. Steven Souza Jr. is hoping to get a chance to swing the bat in this inning. Three-two, runners go, and ball four. The pitch wide, and the bases are loaded. So Kennedy misses away, and Steven Souza Jr. is on his way to the plate.
Boy, he had Logan Morrison there in a hole and let him wiggle free, and now the Rays, bases loaded, and a pitcher that's not quite locked in yet with his command.
Steven Souza Jr. with 9 home runs, hitting .258. Mauter third, Pierce at second, Morrison at first. The ground ball foul for a strike.
How about that arm sleeve?
Impressive.
It's a good look.
Oh, he went, says Dale Scott. And that puts him down 0-2.
Yeah, just not recognizing that pitch. First, when he swung at the first one, you're saying, well, you're not going to usually look to swing at a first pitch curveball, but you could see right there just not recognizing. That pitch was a ball out of the hand of Kennedy, and he was not able to hold up.
And there is a fastball painted on the outside corner at the knees. Call third strike. Rays leave them loaded. Fail to score in the first. The lineup for Kansas City presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Alcides Escobar leads it off, followed by Whit Merrifield and Lorenzo Cain. Hosmer, Morales, and Orlando down the middle. Cuthbert, Dyson, and Butera, 7, 8, and 9.
Well, what can you say about Matt Andriese taking the mound here tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, making his 5th start of the season? And it's been a tremendous start. 3-0 record, 2.63 earned run average, 27 and a third innings of work, getting deep into games. Very effective pitching by Matt Andriese here, and a boost to this rotation.
Well, he faces Escobar, who's hitting .268. He loves to swing the bat and takes the first pitch as he shortened on the bat, drawing Longoria in a little bit.
Yeah, if you're hitting behind Escobar to start off a game and you want to see the pitcher's arsenal, forget it. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself, because he's not going to be up there very long.
Takes this one low. It's 1-1. Well, here he is taking the first 2 pitches.
We could be coming close to a record here. Oh.
That's a strike. He takes the first 3.
Well, you know what? Andriese is giving him a different look. With the fastball, good curveball there. Right back to it.
And he chases it and is tagged by Conger. So Escobar strikes out.
Yeah, this will not be an at-bat that Escobar will be putting anywhere near a highlight reel. Doesn't swing at the first 3, but then goes after that one. That breaking ball way out of the zone. And if you're Matt Andriese, if you're Hank Conger, you put that right back into the back pocket. And remember that for later. If he's willing to expand to that extent, you can do some things with him.
Yeah, he got that at bat backwards.
Yeah.
He's usually swinging at the first pitch and not the last pitch. Merrifield, and he takes a strike. Fastball in there.
Yeah, especially when that last pitch was a breaking ball that was a foot into the left-handed hitter's batter's box.
One and one. Kansas City 27 and 22 on the year. Merrifield chops it foul. Take a look at where they are in the AL Central, a half game up on Cleveland. The White Sox had a disastrous series in here. They're now third, a game and a half back. Detroit and Minnesota following.
Well, Kansas City, they've won 11 of their last 15 games. That's climb right back through there. You remember, it wasn't that long ago that Chicago was in first place, and whoever at the time was in second was 6 or 7 games back. I mean, they had a huge lead in that division, and then the Royals have kind of gone crazy. Chicago has cooled way off.
Yeah,
Cleveland's gotten involved.
Royals were 7 games back at one point. And there is strike 3 called on Merrifield. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, a quick start here for Matt Andriese, but at some point he's going to get his defense involved, so let's take a look at it. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left and right, we have Geyer, Jennings, and Sousa Jr. And then across that infield, third to first, Longoria, Motter, Pierce, and Morrison with Hank Conger behind the plate.
Lorenzo Cain, a .292 average. The third spot in the Kansas City lineup. Drives it back into center field. Jennings is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the second, scoreless. Proud to support the Rays and Tampa Bay area veterans. For every game the Rays win, Duke Energy donates $1,000 to area agencies working in support of our veterans. Duke Energy, powering Florida with more than just energy. They're supporting our veterans and other charities as well. It's Corey Dickerson leading off the second inning. Pitch, it's a strike on the inner part of the plate. Well, 29 pitches in the first inning for Kennedy. Faced 6 hitters through 5 first pitch strikes in that inning and still made 29 pitches.
There was a couple of those counts where he was able to get the jump and then started nibbling around the zone and ran up some pitch counts. That at bat with Logan Morrison comes to mind. Get the jump, and then all of a sudden start spraying balls around the zone, get a couple of foul balls, and that pitch count, you know, can get itself out of hand a little bit. Already up at 31.
Dickerson skies it into left. It's Dyson still coming for it and making the catch. Dyson out for a little jog there in left to get to that one.
Just a leisurely Memorial Day stroll.
There's Desmond Jennings. Desmond getting a start. He's a 278 hitter here in this park against Kansas City with one career home run here. Strike the count as he fouls it back. The chop to short. Escobar over to first. A couple of quick outs, 5 pitches in, 2 outs in the second.
Well, I'm sure that was the mindset of Kennedy, is to go out and attack the zone and try to pick up a couple of quick outs. So far, so good.
Hank Conger. Conger coming off his big day Saturday. The Rays beat the Yankees 9-5. Drove in 3 runs, scored 2, had a 3-run home run in the 5th inning of that game, and there's a first pitch strike to him. One and one. There's a high fly ball back into deep right. Orlando will go to the wall, and he makes the catch right in front of the bullpen. Conger made a bid for a long one there, and Paulo Orlando had just enough room to leap and make the grab. Here's another look. Went to the wall, and then the screening in front of the bullpen. To put the Rays out in front, just not quite enough, sending Orlando to the wall for that one. So we're scoreless, headed into the bottom of the second. Matt Andriese on the hill to face Eric Hosmer. And there's a first pitch strike into Hosmer. A 10-pitch first inning, 3 first pitch strikes in that one. And again, he's in there on the corner. 0-2.
Well, Matt Andriese is applying the pressure here tonight so far for the Rays. I mean, he is not letting these Kansas City Royal hitters get comfortable at all, in attack mode and very sharp early.
The big chop to third. Longoria's throws right there, one away.
That's really the way that Matt Andriese, we talked about his start to the season here at the big league level for the Rays, and that's that's kind of what we're seeing tonight. He works quick and he attacks. That's it. That's why he's been able to get so deep into games.
It's great to see a pitcher take advantage of the fact that he's going to start play, and he can set a quick tempo and have the game move along the way he prefers it, as opposed to the other way around. Kendrys Morales takes it down and in. Morales hitting .185 for the year. 5 home runs. (2-0). He's done most of his damage in terms of average from the right side against lefties. .311. Just .138 against right-handed pitching, but 3 of his 5 home runs off righties. 2-1. And he's one of those classic lift guys. You'll see him almost just overpower pitches and lift them out of the ballpark.
Well, exclusively a DH now. I mean, that's his job, to be productive, to drive in runs. And so that's the name of the game now. We talk about spin rate and have a little bit of fun with that and the pitching stuff and elevate. But, with hitters, they want the ball in the air. They don't want to hit the ball on the ground. So he'd get the hands up high and try to lift things.
Fouls it back. The count is full. Orlando on deck. And there's ball 4. Morales will head to first with a walk.
So just as soon as we talk about not letting these hitters come up for air, attack the zone, make early work of them, leads right to a walk.
It's the 7th walk he's given up, and this is 5th start. So he's been very good about that, but issues one here. Paulo Orlando now at the plate.
Well, he has shown the ability to be able to get the ground ball.
Line drive, base hit. Left center field. Geyer's going to try to cut it off. Morales heads to third. The throw toward third, and into second goes Orlando. Orlando doubles on the first pitch.
Yeah, didn't waste any time. Said coming off of a walk, Andriese is going to be around the plate, and this time he was in the zone, a little too far into the zone. And Orlando, very quick, little movement at the plate, and he hits a rope out there in the left center field. Able to push Geyer deep enough that everybody's able to go 180 feet.
And Orlando has been hot. That gives him a 13-game hitting streak. Kessler Cuthbert, the third baseman. Cuthbert hitting .257. Ground ball right side. Pierce thought about coming home, goes to first, and the Royals get a run.
And I would have liked to have seen him throw home. I think he had time to be able to get Morales. It's not like Morales is a burner. Had the right idea, but just didn't pull the trigger. Let's see, fields it there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he comes right up there with the crow hop and fires home. And he absolutely has a great chance of getting Kendrys Morales, especially because where the bat was, Morales was not going to be able to slide.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing there is some of the uncertainty of not playing second base as much because, of course, Forsythe being out. Pierce has, in many ways, done a great job, but I just think lack of experience there comes into play here.
Well, and right there, you've got the bat right there, so it's not even like he's going to be able to slide. He's going to have to go in standing up. Now, Steve Pierce can't see that, but the sense of timing, I think you're right, Dwayne. It's just not being out there regularly, just didn't quite trust, enough to make that throw. But he definitely would have probably gotten it.
Two outs, 1-1 to count to Dyson. That's a strike call. 1-2. Orlando still at second with the run home. As it turns out, the walk has cost him a run. Dyson out on strikes. He did go. That will retire the side, but the Royals get a run. 1-0 through 2. Moving into the third, Rays players need your support to get to the 2016 MLB All-Star Game. Go to RaysBaseball.com/vote to submit your ballot for all your favorite Rays players. You can vote up to 5 times every day. Go to RaysBaseball.com/vote now. Top of the order, Brandon Guyer. And the first pitch to Guyer is a strike. That's 9 out of 10 first pitch strikes for Kennedy, although he had a 29 pitch first inning, only 8 pitches in the second. This one sweeps wide, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Boston has beaten Baltimore 7-2. Upstairs 3-1. That gives Boston a 2-game lead over Baltimore in the East. Rays started the day 7 back. Toronto 5, New York 5.5, and the Rays 7.
And that's why you'd like to see the Rays start to press on that gas pedal a little bit, because right now the Boston Red Sox are 11 games above 500. The Rays are 4 games below 500, and every other team in the division is in between them. Time to move.
Ball lifted toward right center. Orlando makes the catch. Well, a greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Xander Bogaerts continues His hitting streak out to 23 now, and hitting .400 for the life of that streak. Like Kershaw over in the National League with the Dodgers. How about that walk total? Strikeouts 105, walks 5.
And have you seen the numbers in May? By the way, the telestrators are a tad off because my marks are nowhere near where they're supposed to be. 65-2 in May. That's like different level, like, you know, otherworldly.
Yeah, that's almost like hitting a home run every other time you're at the plate. To have that kind of control.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable.
Tap by the mound. It'll be charged by the shortstop Escobar. Motter's out at first.
Well, when you play the Kansas City Royals, get used to seeing some athletes. There's a nice play there charging by Escobar, but they've got guys all over this field that can run. They play with a ton of energy.
Yeah, they're an action-packed club.
Boy,
I mean, they can't wait to swing the bat. They can't wait to go make a play. That's the first thing when this team started to turn the corner. That's one of the first things that you noticed about this club. I mean, you'd better be ready to put the accelerator down and keep it down against this team.
yeah, they'll run you right off the field.
Yep.
They will run you right off the field. They just do not stop. And as you saw this past weekend with the White Sox, you know, coming from behind in all 3 games late, you know, they outscored the White Sox 15-1 from the 7th inning on.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, that's when we, on Saturday, when we were doing our trip around the big leagues
Yep.
with all of our scores, keeping everybody up to date. That was the game. They were down 7-1 in the 9th inning with 1 out in the 9th inning and scored 7 runs.
That's going to be a base hit. Lined into center. Kane over to make the pickup. You know, the other thing about this club, the Kansas City club, that outfield, I'll tell you, they cover a lot of ground out there, and it's anchored by that guy, Lorenzo Kane, in center field. Dyson in left. He can make great plays. Kane in center. We saw the catch made by Orlando already.
Got a pretty spacious outfield here too at Kauffman Stadium. 410 to center, but it's a wide. It's a big outfield.
Pierce takes a breaking ball for a strike. That's why, you know, they don't mind signing a guy like Ian Kennedy, who for most of his career has been a fly ball guy.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hit fly balls here. It's 410 to center. And we have guys who cover the entire outfield. One and one. Here's behind. 1 and 2.
Have not seen that pitch. That may have been the first changeup here of the night for Kennedy, and that was a good one there. Established that fastball. We've seen both breaking balls, and then all of a sudden now the changeup.
And a lot of depth on that pitch. Well, again, Pierce out on strikes. 1-0 Kansas City. Tonight's Geico great moment, and what a great moment it was to open November last year for this Kansas City franchise. Some daring base running right there to get the job done. And speaking of getting the job done, Wade Davis into the elite status as closers go, and the Royals closed out the World Series last year, the champions.
And that base running play there by Eric Hosmer tells you all you need to know. That is this team in one clip. He was just a couple of feet off the bag. He was looked back properly on an infield drawn-in play, and he's still going to push the envelope and go. Try to make something happen. That's what they do. They make things happen.
Here is Butera, Drew Butera reaching out and lining one over the head of Motter. Leadoff single by their backup catcher.
Well, when you look at these numbers here, it starts to tell a story. Of course, the win percentage, they hit for a high average. They don't walk a lot. They don't strike out a lot. There's a lot of action involving this team. They're clutch, as you can see with runners in scoring position. They push the envelope. Look at the stolen bases leading the way since 14, and they shorten ball games. That has been the ticket that has gotten this team to the World Series the last 2 seasons. Of course, last year they won it all, but it's a great formula, and it works.
Now Escobar. He's swinging this time on the first pitch and fouling it away after taking a couple of pitches and then chasing the breaking ball. He was aggressive and chased the pitch out of the zone there. I mean, they believe in putting the ball into play as quickly as they can. Try to hit the ball hard somewhere early. Did he offer? It shortened a bunt. It's 1-1. Here's a look.
There he goes. Just pulled that bat back basically right with the pitch.
Runner takes off. Chopped to short. Motter's throw to first. With Butera, the catcher, on base, they start him, and Escobar moves him up to second on the little chopper.
Well, you know what? A team playing with the lead, we see with the Rays all the time, will get more aggressive on the base pass. And this team already aggressive, so you get Butera going, you trust Escobar, who will swing at just about anything, to be able to put the ball in play, try to find a hole somewhere. He doesn't do that, but the Royals have a man in scoring position.
Well, in that situation, if he makes contact, you got a pretty good chance of advancing the runner. If he finds a hole, I mean, you're setting up a pretty good inning.
With the heart of the order starting to wrap back around here, Merrifield in the 2-hole, and then you got Kane and Hosmer and Morales. You're right.
Merrifield chops it toward the middle. Pierce grabs it over to first. Butera goes to third, and Merrifield is out of there. 2 gone. Look at Lorenzo Cain to the plate.
You know, you look at Steve Pierce, the profile, with that beard and that hat, and you think that he should be wearing like an orange flak jacket. Put him in a blind somewhere.
I'm sure he's been there before.
There's no question. I mean, it looks just too natural,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Sure does. It's Kane looking at a strike. Facing the third man in the order, second time through the lineup. Kane hit 16 home runs last year, which was a big step in the right direction for the Royals and the power department. Hit over 300. Tara opened with a base hit. He's been advanced to third. There's a roller. Motter's throw to first, going to be in time. Kane is out of there. 3 ground balls following the single. On to the fourth. 1-0 Kansas City. Jeep.com to learn more. By USAA, for those who gave everything that we may breathe freely. We honor you. By your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by Bright House Networks. Visit brighthouse.com. First pitch here in the fourth to Logan Morrison. Drilled deep to right by Orlando, and he plays that carom, what carom there was, off the fencing, and he's going to hold Morrison to a single. Boy, he drilled that one, but against the fencing in front of the bullpen.
Well, Orlando was playing deep already, and then this ball is shot out. Big high rate of speed there, and it just gets over the head, but look how quickly he pounces on it and turns and throws it in. Logan Morrison had every intention of getting out to second base, but realizing how quickly the ball got to Orlando, had to pull up.
Well, he jumped on that first pitch. Kennedy has been throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. There goes Morrison, the pitch inside, throw down, not in time, into center. Morrison's on his way to third, and so the Rays get a man to third base with nobody out. How about Logan Morrison? His fourth stolen base.
Listen, he wasn't happy about not having a double. He's like, I'm getting to second base. And then the throw here by Butera, not handled properly by Merrifield. And Logan Morrison now out to over to third. That ball just squibbed right by Whit Merrifield and into center field. That cost him 90 feet.
Which is wide to Souza Jr. Well, Logan Morrison pushing the envelope. He's now tied for second on the team in steals. Kiermaier had 6, Miller 4, and now Morrison with his 4th stolen base.
Sneaky. Sneaky. I mean, you would never put Logan Morrison as a stolen base guy. And it's not like that's a big part of his game. But if you don't pay attention to him, he's proven he can get it done.
Well, he had 8 steals last year. And 2-1 to Souza Jr. That's his single season major league high. A couple of years in the minor leagues, he had as many as 9. And off to a great start this year in that department. 2-2 now to Souza Jr.
Well, now you got to adopt that approach of the Royals. If you're Souza Jr., you've already struck out in your first at bat. You got to put the ball in play here. Kennedy has gotten this back to 2-2, and he'll be looking to punch you out given the circumstances.
And he does exactly that. 4th strikeout for Kennedy, the 2nd time he has gotten Souza Jr.
Well, and the 2nd time through the order here, Kennedy has brought out the changeup, and it's been a good one. Not afraid to throw it to righties. He keeps it down below the zone, and he goes from 2-0 to being able to strike Souza out.
It's Corey Dickerson. Dickerson lifted a fly ball to left his first time. A little ground ball headed to second. Merrifield's going to take it to first, and Morrison was not going to be denied. He took off for the plate as soon as contact was made, and this game is tied.
How about the 2 runs, the way that they've scored? But there was going to be no chance, I don't think, to get Morrison here. Aggressive secondary, and he's going right away. Merrifield would have had to come up throwing there on the run, and you could see Butera pointing to Merrifield to go to first base. Don't even attempt it to me. Take the out there. Corey Dickerson's happy because it tied this game up.
20th RBI for Dickerson. Now a 1-1 game. And right back to the first pitch strike. 0-1 the count on Jennings. It's a chopper backhanded at third. Cuthbert's throw is going to get him. Nice play down at third by Cuthbert. Rays get a run. We're tied 1-1. We're headed into the bottom of the 4th. Rays and the Royals from Kansas City tonight. Leading off is Eric Hosmer. Takes the pitch high. Hosmer grounded to third his first time. Started the game the 10th leading hitter in the American League at .319 against right-handed pitching. He was second in the major leagues with an average of .375. It's fouled straight back. He's one of the guys on this Kansas City club that if they're involved in a close game and they think it's time to make a move, he's the guy who runs into the dugout and announces, "This is the inning, fellas."
You could see that was part of his DNA on that play for the World Series.
Yep.
Third base.
Yep. Sure could.
This has got to be night in and night out a fun team to watch, just because of the energy level that they bring every single night.
You know, and in the same sort of way, you've been in that situation on the field. It's a fun team to play. I mean, you're going to be challenged to play this team.
Yep.
Every pitch, every bit of turf out there and dirt on the infield, they're going to challenge you. Sharply hit, one hop, and Pierce has it. That takes care of Hosmer out, second to first. 4 consecutive ground ball outs. So 6 of the outs have come on ground balls. He has 3 strikeouts. Here's Kendrys Morales. Strike 1. It's 1-1. It's a ball, 2 strikes. It was the 1-out walk issued to Kendrys Morales in the second inning that led to the Kansas City run. With the third on Orlando's double. You know, right there was in a span of 3 pitches they had a run. A walk to Morales. Orlando doubled on the first pitch, and then Cuthbert hit a ground ball on the first pitch to get the run home. Foul down the left side.
That goes back to what we were talking about as far as the aggressiveness of this team. Just don't wait around. A very aggressive unit. They don't strike out a lot. They put the ball in play. They don't walk a lot because they're not going to see a lot of pitches.
2-2. Yeah, they're too busy to walk.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing. Last year, they had the fewest strikeouts in Major League Baseball. And fewer, the next closest team was the Atlanta Braves, and they had 134 fewer strikeouts than they did. It wasn't even close. They just constantly force you to make plays.
Spins him around inside, full count. So for the second time, he's gone 3-2 on Morales. This time a chopper to the right side. Matters over there out of the shift to throw him out. So 2 ground ball outs here, 2 up and 2 down. This is no Jedi mind trick. Star Wars night back on Saturday, June 11th, when the Houston Astros come to town. Don't miss your chance to grab an Archer Stormtrooper bobblehead presented by Tech Data while supplies last. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Orlando chases that pitch, strike 1. He doubled on the first pitch in the second inning. One and one. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Bob Davidson.
Breaking ball down and away, a little too far.
Good call by Davidson. Two and two. Orlando out of Brazil. Cuthbert on deck. He's played all 3 outfield positions if needed for Kansas City. That's going to take the count all the way to 3-2. Hit 249 last year. Taps it foul. So we'll see it again on 3-2.
Yeah, how about the fact that you're at 3-2, and if you look at Fox Tracks when it comes back up, look where the pitches are. Almost all of them below this. I mean, nothing's in the zone. You talk about being aggressive, wanting to swing the bat, and Andri's trying to take advantage of that.
Three-two again. He chops this one foul. Well, Orlando, like a lot of these hitters, he's up there swinging all the time. That's holding true here on this at bat. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. And it's popped up right side. Pierce out from second base. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. On to the 5th, tied 1-1. Tampa Bay in the major division in a tournament up here in Liberty. And they've just won that tournament, so we congratulate them, and they're celebrating by watching the Rays and the Royals here tonight in the opening game of this series. So they get a road trip, they win a tournament.
Wow.
And they get to go to the ball game tonight.
So you said the Pinellas Park Crushers.
Yep.
9 U teams. See, for a second there, I was going to wonder who would win a hypothetical matchup between the Pinellas Park Crushers and the Kinston Bombers, the 9U team, another 9U team.
Yep.
But if this team here won a tournament, it's not going to go well for Kinston.
Yeah, there they are. How about that? Some moms and dads on that trip with them, serving as the traveling secretaries for that group.
I mean, what a blast.
Yeah.
To
really
be able
cool.
at that age to travel out here, which this part of the country, baseball, it's gorgeous this time of year. Oh, win the tournament. Oh, and the Rays are in town.
Yep.
Come on.
And Conger bounces it foul. The count is full. Yeah, they got to the championship game and they were hoping that it wouldn't be too long, wouldn't take them too long to win, so they would get into game time for the Rays and the Royals. So they took care of business. A little waving going on there. Congratulations. Another long one by Conger, out of play.
So you can take care of business. Like you go out there, just run rule them. Run rule them and be done.
So that's really great work out here. And congratulations. And now they can relax and enjoy the Rays and the Royals go at it. Conger draws the walk. So the Rays get their leadoff man on for the second straight inning. Logan Morrison singled his way on in the fourth and was very aggressive getting around the bases to tie this game, and now Conger's aboard.
Yeah, now you get to the third time through the lineup. Everybody's had a good look here at Ian Kennedy. Base runner aboard, tie game. And a wide open hole there on the right side.
Brandon Geyer looks at a strike. Conger down 0-2, or Geyer down 0-2 with Conger at first. Conger walked. Rays have now had base runners in 4 of the first 5 innings. Upstairs. On deck, Taylor Motter. Geyer's been able to work some counts. He's reached safely in 10 of his last 21 games. And extends the at bat, fouling that pitch away.
Well, that was the changeup that we've seen the Rays continually swing and miss at. It's been a good pitch for Kennedy when he decided to break it out, but Geyer able to go down there and spoil it. He has seen them all. He has seen them all, and Kennedy wants to either go for that strikeout or get Brandon Geyer to hit a ground ball.
And a miss wide, not by much. 2-2. Well, that's a good eye to take that pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, good strike zone discipline. Not going to be able to do much with it. You see that ball off the plate. See Brandon Geyer choked up a little bit on the bat.
Kennedy again off the plate, down and away this time. So what was a 1-2 count now is a full count. Runner goes. 3-2 pitch lifted into left center. Kane making the call and the catch. And back to first goes Conger. Well, a battling at bat there by Geyer. One away. Let's see what the rookie shortstop Taylor Motter can do. Motter had a base hit in the first, grounded to short in the third. Conger walked to open the inning. Motter on the inside corner. And that's going to put Motter down in the count. 0-2, working both sides of the plate there and picking up the corners.
Yeah, Kennedy's had a couple of lapses where he's let some counts, leave him just a little bit. But for the most part, he's been pretty good with the command in and out, pitching from ahead and making pitches when he's needed to.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Evan Longoria is on deck. Strikes.
Well, what a smart pitch there by Ian Kennedy. He had thrown that fastball in off the plate to Motter, and then all of a sudden here now you're going to come with a changeup in. And so you immediately, boy, you pull the trigger, you think that's another fastball. Front hip opens, here you go, and you're just way too quick.
Yeah, and he's had great action on the changeup too. Down and in that case, to a right-handed hitter. And that's the one thing about him. He'll throw that changeup to both left-handed and right-handed hitters and not blink an eye.
Yeah, and that's not always the case. A lot of right-handed pitchers, especially starters, that against a left-handed hitter, they're very, very aggressive with the changeup, and they don't throw it at all to the right-handed hitters, or very rarely. He's one of the few that just mixes. He mixes well.
Now ahead of Evan Longoria, 2 strikes. Evan had a base hit in the third. He is now 2 of 11 lifetime against Ian Kennedy. And as we mentioned at the outset, a .319 lifetime average here in this ballpark with 3 home runs. But behind in the count now. Fastball straightens him up, and it's 1-2. Time requested by the catcher, Drew Butera. Sweeps wide. Longoria did not chase. Steve Pearce on deck, hoping he'll get a chance to hit in this inning. Longoria hammers it foul, well foul.
How did he get to that? I mean, that ball was shoulder high. Those are the ones you typically, if you're going to swing at it, you swing through it. Look where this ball is. I mean, he can talk about getting the head out. Be wary of the changeup here.
We use the change to get Motter. And a take on the pitch down.
He hurt us.
So again, the count goes full. Conger will be off with the pitch at first. And ball 4. That moves Conger up to second. As Longoria, who fell behind, draws the walk. 4 walks given up tonight by Ian Kennedy.
Boy, and almost all of them, he was up in the count 0-2 or 1-2. At least it seems that way.
Now it's Steve Pearce. He's walked and struck out. He struck out swinging on the changeup in the third. Pitch inside. Pierce gets the count. Running in his favor. It's 2-0. It's Logan Morrison on deck. And it's fouled. Fastball. 2-0 fastball, foul right back into the screen. Kansas City scored a run in the second inning on a ground ball by Cuthbert to get Morales home. On a ground ball to second that Pierce decided to take to first instead of go home. Rays got a run on a ground ball in the fourth. Pierce fouls it out of play. It's 2-2. Morrison scored the run on Dickerson's ground ball for the Rays in the fourth. Logan on deck. A tap foul keeps the count right there at 2-2.
And I think this is where Ian Kennedy looks to climb the ladder with a fastball. Been able to sneak a couple in there against Pierce, and you just slow him down there with the changeup that he's able to spoil. And then I think you come here with the fastball up in the zone and try to gas it.
This is the 31st pitch of the inning, and he does exactly that. Too high. No offer by Pierce, and the count is full, which will again start the runners. Utera wants a chat with Kennedy. Well, Kennedy made 29 pitches in the first, and here he is with 31 now in this inning. Pierce with a walk and a strikeout, full count. Runners at first and second. There they go. And ball 4 upstairs. 3 walks in the inning, and the bases are loaded for Logan Morrison.
When a lot of these walks, you know, Kennedy puts himself in a good position, and then he starts to nibble.
Dave Island trots to the mound to chat with Kennedy. Logan Morrison had a base hit off the fence in the 4th. Stole second base. Went to third on the error on the throw. And then scored on Dickerson's ground ball.
And then collapsed in the dugout. Right.
He was digging hard from the time he left the plate until the time he got back to home plate. And now he's up with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the 5th in a 1-1 game.
And it just doesn't seem right that a guy that has 5 walks on the night and has walked the bases loaded in this inning should be allowed to wiggle out of this jail. It just doesn't.
The pitch is fouled up the right side. Strike 1. A 2-out opportunity for the Rays to break the tie. It's a nice take. A little low there. It's 1-1. And it's popped up. Infield, Escobar, Cuthbert, Escobar on the mound. Right on top of the mound, the shortstop makes the catch. A 35-pitch inning. Rays leave him loaded.
Stadium in Kansas City, the Rays welcome back their 2015 All-Star who led the American League in saves, Brad Boxberger. Boxberger back from the DL, had 3 different teams that he rehabbed for, the Charlotte Stonecrabs, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Durham Bulls. You see his numbers last year, guys. 41 saves of the Rays, 80 wins. There is Boxberger in the Rays bullpen. As you know, Kevin Cash has been relying heavily on Erasmo Ramirez and Alex Colomé in some cases to get 12 outs in a game. So getting Boxberger back will make that bullpen a lot thicker, and they are very happy to see him.
Yeah, potentially a very big addition. Nice backhanded stop by Longoria to get Cuthbert for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Boxberger, you figure at some point he'll probably be the closer again, knowing that he might be called upon in the interim to work in the 7th or the 8th innings. Colomé's done a great job, but he fully aware that that may be the case as well. All of those guys just want to give the back end of the game a big lift for the Rays. However they can contribute, that's what they want to do. Now Dyson drops it into center. And now the ball popped loose from Jennings, and Dyson with that great speed winds up at second. And frankly, Jennings did not show great care and concern out there when he approached that ball, and it burned him.
Can't happen. This cannot happen. Base hit to center field. This is a single. But this is what this team does. You make a misplay. There's not a whole lot of sense of urgency there. And they're out at second base and in scoring position. And that cannot happen, especially when you're talking about a 1-1 ball game.
It's 1-1, and you have one of the fastest guys in the game who hit that ball. This guy can fly.
And you watch Kevin Kiermaier do this stuff all the time. The ball off the bat, he's always looking to go to. Same thing with Dyson. You know, you can understand a ball bouncing away from a guy, but you've got to pounce on that thing and get it in quick. That just...
Those are the kinds of plays that drive managers up a wall. So a base hit and an error charged to Jennings. Butera takes the pitch down. Butera had a base hit in this game back in the third. One out, a man in scoring position. That's a strike. Breaking pitch. Butera had a big hit in the game Saturday in which they mounted that great comeback. His double tied the game in the ninth inning. Now the turn, nothing doing back at second, but Dyson had widened that lead, took a little bluff start, and Pierce broke to the bag.
Well, you've got to stop him here. You know, with one out, got to pay him proper attention, or he will try to swipe third off of you.
And a turn, move back there. Dyson reaching on the base hit, moving to second on the error. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Dyson the runner. There he goes, headed to third. Throw down is over the head of Longoria into left. Dyson will score the go-ahead run. Dyson steals third, scores on Conger's error.
And what a smart time for Dyson to go. You know, Matt Andriese had put himself into a bad count, 3-1, so he knows that he's concentrating on making a pitch. Not going to be paying him the same kind of mind, so he pushes the envelope, And the throw from Hank Conger way offline. Got a good pitch to handle. Actually, a fastball working in, but just obviously didn't get the proper grip on that ball, and it shot out of the hand. Well, I think that timing of that stolen base was brilliant. 3-1. Pitcher's got to make a pitch. That's where his concern is, and you pick it up and make something happen.
Now Butera's at first after drawing the walk, and Escobar takes a pitch for a strike. And I'll tell you something else. Butera is a catcher. On that first pitch delivered by Andres, given the opportunity, he had a great secondary lead. He was moving towards second, and now there's a throw over there. He's only about a step and a half off the bag this time. But this team, you cannot put it past them to have their catcher be aggressive over there off the bag.
Well, Ned Yost is like, you're going to send Logan Morrison on us. We're going to send Drew Butera on you. Maybe a Kendrys Morales if he gets out there.
Another toss over there. That's why he's a half step off the bag, and now they're throwing to first, because he almost took advantage of no one paying attention to him on the first pitch to Escobar. Ground ball short. Motter. Pierce, that's one, and over to first, that's two. 6-4-3. The go-ahead run scores. It's 2-1 Kansas City.
Of all the soldiers who have fallen fighting for our freedom. Just want to thank you guys and know to those families out there that their sacrifice doesn't go unnoticed.
Here in Kansas City, we go to the 6th inning with Steven Souza Jr. leading off. He bunts out in front of the plate. Butera makes the throw to first, and Souza Jr. with a couple strikeouts tonight and 3 yesterday, tries to bunt his way on and is out number 1 in the 6th.
You could hear the communication between Kennedy and Butera up here in the booth. That's why that play went so smoothly for the Royals. This is just a pop. That's how you do it.
Now the catcher Butera taking charge back there. He caught the final out, by the way, of the World Series. Dickerson taking a strike. Perez had been lifted for a pinch runner in the 12th inning of Game 5. So Butero was back there, and he's playing in the place of Perez now. They think it could be a week, 10 days maybe, and they'll see how he progresses, Perez, after that injury on the quad.
Now Cuthbert coming down from third base went right into that quad. Went in for an MRI. You're thinking maybe the knee could have been involved. That came back clean, which was good news because the injury news for this team in the last week and a half has not been good.
Ooh. Good cut in the minutes 1 and 2. Well, here's the injury that occurred Saturday.
Got him right on that quad, spun him all the way around. You never like to see that.
One and two. So they are without Perez. Moustakas is out for the year with that torn ACL. And Alex Gordon with the fracture in his right wrist. 3 major losses for this Kansas City club. Dickerson chases that one down and in. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th inning.
Well, he went back to that curveball that he's fond of against the lefties. He likes to drop that thing down and in. This could be the last inning for Ian Kennedy and trying to go out strong.
To 104 pitches right now. And here's Desmond Jennings, 0 for 2 tonight. Hitting with the bases empty and 2 gone. Desmond caught napping in the bottom of the 5th inning on that ball hit by arguably the fastest runner in the American League. And he took advantage of it, Dyson did. And wound up at second base on a hit and an error. Broken bat, the popper shallow left. Escobar handles that. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. Bottom of the 6th coming. 2-1 Kansas City. To learn more. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Southern Chevy dealers. 2-1 Kansas City leading. Royals coming in to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Whit Merrifield, their second baseman, leads off against Matt Andriese. His pitch is down and away. Andriese, through 5 innings, had made 65 pitches, 43 strikes. It's 2-0 on Merrifield. Kane next, and then Hosmer. Fly ball center field. Jennings makes the catch. One gone. Lorenzo Cain. Cain with a fly ball and a ground ball. Fouls it back. We talked earlier about the comebacks Kansas City made in their series against the White Sox. Cain a big part of that. Saturday, he beat out what was a potential double play ball, kept the 9th inning alive. Started the comeback Sunday with a home run. Shoots it into center. Jennings comes in and makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 down.
Well, and I bet you anything with the injuries that we just saw, you know, to Moustakas and Gordon and now Perez, you know, shorter version, that Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain, that core group that has really turned this organization around. They're, you know, not putting extra pressure on themselves, but they are taking on more responsibility. I mean, this guy right here, Eric Hosmer, coming into tonight was on a tear. Lorenzo Cain, as you just pointed out, playing a big role in these weekend wins.
Oh, look out. A hot shot right back over the mound, over the top of Andriese, and a base hit center field.
Well, up the middle approach is the key for Eric Hosmer. When he's going well, he'll use the middle of the field, and that allows him to really use the whole field. And that one right there about peeled Andriese right off the back of his jersey. Wow.
It's Hosmer now at first. Kendrys Morales stepping in. Morales has walked and scored. Grounded out with the shift on last time. Oh, and a balk. Hosmer was standing right on the bag when Andriese turned, and then no place to go, held on to it.
You know, Matt Andriese has had issues with the balk. A lot of it is because of his setup. This one is just that he just comes off to make the throw to first and does not make it. And Hosmer was not on the bag, can't do that. I think he had 5 balks down in AAA, and a lot of it is because of the way that he comes set. You see him right here. Different.
So now it's Hosmer in scoring position. The Rays gave up the unearned run in the 5th inning as a result of the error. And now the balk puts a man in scoring position. Morales takes the pitch down. 1-0. I tell you, that shot that Hosmer hit right back over the top of Andres, you couldn't help but think about that shot that he hit off Alex Cobb that put Cobb out of commission, and that was a scary moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Suffered a concussion and missed 50 games, Cobb, back in the 13 season.
Try not to think about those things.
It's amazing it was the same guy, and he lined that one right over Andres.
Yeah. Well, you know, he has that approach. He can use the whole field. He's hot right now, and he creates a tremendous amount of leverage. You know, strong guy, long arms, and he can really, really send the ball off the barrel of the bat at a high rate of speed. And when you're talking about a pitcher delivering the ball to the plate and where you end up, there's just no time.
The chopper by the mound. Mater gloves and throws. Morales out of there. Base hit, the man left, no runs. 2-6, 2-1 KC. USAA honors our fallen soldiers. We are through 6. What a beautiful night here with 75 degrees when this game started. And Kansas City's going to go to the bullpen.
Well, Joakim Soria coming on for the 24th time. Got a 2-1 record with 8 holes, an ERA of 3.47 in 23 and a third innings of work. Former closer now coming in the 7th inning, and you start to think about what this bullpen, #1 bullpen in Major League Baseball as far as ERA goes.
Soria's first pitch to Hank Conger is a strike. Two. Right back with that one around 93. Soria with Detroit and Pittsburgh last year. He may not throw the ball as hard as he did, but he can be tough to pick it up. He hides the ball well.
Well, hides it well, and 93, 94 with the good off-speed pitches still allows him, to be successful, be a part of this lockdown bullpen.
Chopped foul. was in 43 games with Detroit, 29 with Pittsburgh. Ground ball right side. Soria's going to have to cover. And a nice play by Hosmer right there on the pickup and the feed.
Yeah, I mean, very athletic. We talked about the athletes on this team, and Eric Hosmer coming off the bag. As soon as he vacates the bag, Soria's got to get there. Should be going anyway. Glove side helps, but now you got to turn and make a throw. Right on the money. Pretty.
Top of the batting order now. One out in the 7th. Brandon Guyer. Strike one. A foul ball. Guyer 0 for 3. Soria originally got to the big leagues with Kansas City in 07. 42 saves one year with Kansas City. He had a stretch of 42 saves in 08, then 30, then 43 in 2010. 28 the following year. And check swing and a foul ball. 1-2. 9th year. Look at that, 467 games for Soria. It was with Texas, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. Foul ball. Count remains 1-2. Guyer is out on strikes. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays will have Drew Smiley on the mound, and we'll hear from Drew Smiley. And Orestes will break down Lorenzo Cain, the great center fielder here for the Kansas City Royals. Taylor Motter, want to know the count. Motter had a base hit his first time. Now 2-0.
The Rays down just a run. Base runners, one big swing. Won't be easy against this bullpen, but you've got to match that fight that the Kansas City Royals have. That's what the Rays are going to try to do here late. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
It's 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Soria had Tommy John surgery before he ever got to the big leagues. Just a year into his career in the minor leagues, had Tommy John surgery, and then after those big years in Kansas City, had elbow issues again that required surgery. That was in 2012. Off the end of the bat, cued foul. The count is full. Did have 17 saves one year for Texas coming back, and then last year his time in Detroit, 23 there and 1 for Pittsburgh. Motter battling the veteran right-hander.
Trying to find a hole. You see the way that Soria is attacking Mater, everything away. Late in the game, you're going to force guys to beat you to the big part of the field, and Taylor Mater seeing nothing on the inner half, nothing really out over the middle part of the plate. I mean, everything on the outer third and off.
Deep third. Cuthbert with a long throw gets him. 2 ground balls around a strikeout. 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. Then the top half of the 7th inning at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, where the Royals have built a 2-1 lead. Now we'll hear "God Bless America" from Gerald Wilson, U.S. Navy retired.
Petty Officer First Class Gerald Wilson.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the nights with the lights from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans lined with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet
support over the years, all of our troops, and most important, the families that are dealing with missing some loved ones overseas. Thank you so much for everything you do.
I just want to wish you guys a happy Memorial Day. You know, all the troops out there, all the veterans that have served in the past, we really appreciate everything you guys have done. We love you, and God bless America.
Back in Kansas City on the evening of Memorial Day. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Andres will face Paulo Orlando, who tries to bunt. Did he go for it? Yes, he did on the appeal down to Bob Davidson. That's a strike.
Boy, late square. Absolutely went after that and then tried to pull it back a little bit late.
Chases that 1-0-2.
Well, that ball just disappeared. Orlando's swing told you that he was sure he was going to be able to go down there and get that pitch and then watch it bottom out.
This one served into center for a base hit. An aggressive turn. Orlando's going to hang on at first. Leadoff single.
Yeah, that's a pitch that Matt Andriese would like back after the previous 2 down below the zone to get to 0-2, and then you let him off the hook. This pitch just hangs, and it's up enough that he's able to reach out there, get it, and flip it into center field. And you can see the reaction of Matt Andriese, not happy at all.
It's a 1-run game right now, and you've just put the leadoff man on.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the 7th. Andriese has been good again tonight.
Yeah, outside of that, I mean, it's what we're used to seeing from Matt Andriese. Work quickly, attack the zone, efficient with the pitches, getting deep into the game, and he has absolutely been very good. He was hurt by that 1 inning. You get a double play ball right here. Defense helps you a little bit, but the defense also took away. That inning with 2 errors that cost you 180 feet, and it cost you a run.
Oh, and another balk called. And Morrison wants an explanation from Bob Davidson at first.
I wonder if Matt Andriese, if his feet got caught in the rubber, and that's what happened here. It was very awkward. Couldn't really tell, but it looked like he got his feet caught. Yep. Well, he's had some troubles on the mound staying away from the balk.
Yeah, and there has to be a step in that direction, and he moved in the other direction.
He was, well, first of all, when he
was trying to stay upright.
Yeah, when he comes set, that front leg, he looks in for the sign, it comes back, it taps the back leg, and then it goes down.
Good cut and a miss by Cuthbert on the pitch up.
We'll be able to see it from here. From that center field view, when you see him come set, watch the front leg. It comes back, tap, well, that's... That was the, you know, the play went awry, but when he comes set, watch how he taps and then puts it down. He was trying to go over there as he was tapping. That's why it got caught.
Yeah, he never really put it down.
Yeah, here's a great shot of it. Coming set. This is, you don't see this very often. A little tap.
Foul ball. It's still an 0-2 count. Now with a man at second. Balks tonight, each in the last 2 innings. Says to Andriese. Chopped to third. Longoria takes care of that. Third base. Modern's there. Safe. Orlando, you could see him trying to time up his potential advance, thinking third base might be open. Modern tried to get over there.
Well, we'll see what happens here, because for a split second, Paulo Orlando's foot came off the bag. Here it is. Chopper, Evan Longoria going to look him back. There's nothing else you can do there. And you see, was the tag applied the entire time by Taylor Motter. They're going to take a look at it. Oh, that foot, when the foot came off the bag, the glove was not on the leg, and then it was a race to get the tag back before the foot got back. So we'll see who won.
Yeah, the fact that the foot came off the bag then broke the contact between the glove and the leg.
Right. That's exactly right. And, you know, you look down there, Dan Iasagna, his face was right in the middle of that play. He was right on top of it.
You know, they've just shown an angle here at the ballpark, and I think he could. Well, you know, they're going to look at a lot of angles, and they're not taking a lot of time. And he's out.
Wow.
Yep. They got him right there.
Able to get that tag back to the shin as the foot came off. See it right here. Now this is where the foot comes off, the glove is off. Now it's a race back, and right there, the tag before the toe comes down. That's the definitive look, Dwayne. We found it.
So the Rays get the second out here. And here's Dyson. Bunts fouled, so that play is going to go into the books. Longoria, Morris, and DeMater 5-3-6. An attempted move up by Orlando. But that's the aggressive nature of this Kansas City club. And Orlando took his chances that he somehow could beat Mater to cover.
Well, if that foot doesn't come off the bag, he probably is still there. And, you know, it's an aggressive play, but it's also a play where you think about getting to third base with less than 2 outs.
Yep. Well, we talked about that, you know, the other day. That's a play that never occurred before, that coming off the bag business.
Yeah.
Until replays. I mean, you very seldom ever saw that. And now it's fairly commonplace, because you've got the replay to look at it again.
And guys are taught, and this wasn't the case because the foot coming off the bag broke the tag, but guys are taught that when you make the tag, you keep the tag on them.
Yep.
You hold them there until, you know, the play is over and everything is settled. Then you can take that tag off of them, and we'll see where we are.
Yeah, in the age of replay, that becomes one of the fundamentals.
Yep. There's no more swipe tags.
1-2. And here's another look.
He's trying to keep it on him, but that toe comes off. Now it's reaching back, and he right there. That's clear as day, right below the kneecap.
A 2-2 count.
I think that last replay would have been the definitive look.
I think you're right.
We can update that.
Yeah. And I think that's the one that we initially saw on the big screen here at the ballpark, Kauffman Stadium, that started to give us some idea that the Rays might prevail.
How about the home team showing that angle?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, somebody might be in trouble over in the in the big screen control room.
Yeah, that I don't know. That's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a cab. Go home. We'll see you in a couple of days, maybe.
Sit the next couple out.
3-2, lifted into left, and Geyer to his right toward the line makes the catch. We're through 7 innings in Kansas City. 2-1, Kansas City. look forward to hearing from you fellas in a couple of innings. Matt Andriese, 90 pitches, 7 innings of 2 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits, a couple of walks and 3 strikeouts. He was conferring with Drew Smiley on the balk situation there.
Hey, how about last inning? We had the balk leaders in the American League sharing the mound between Soria and now Andriese. They're both tied with the 3 balks apiece, leading the way in the American League.
Apparently affecting pace of play.
That's a high-level meeting right there. Well, listen, I mean, Matt Andriese, he's thrown those 7 innings and 90 pitches. He continues to be very, very efficient. That's what allows him to get this deep and maybe beyond. See.
We go to the 8th. Kelvin Herrera, hard-throwing right-hander. Evan Longoria leading it off. First pitch is a strike. Evan's been on twice with a single and a walk. 1 for 2 officially. Struck out his first time. 0-2. You get into this part of the bullpen and you get high octane.
You know, it's so eerily similar to yesterday's ball game. A 2-1 deficit, and the back end of the bullpen comes in for the New York Yankees. They do their thing, and now the Royals, who even have better numbers as far as ERA goes, and they're off to doing their thing.
Longoria out on strikes to start the 8th.
Breaking that slider down and away, starts him with 1, finishes him with 1.
Now Steve Pearce, Boxberger, and Ramirez up in the bullpen for the Rays. Upstairs on that first pitch. Two and 0. Herrera, when it came to average fastballs, was second only to Aroldis Chapman last year. 2-1.
Saw a stat yesterday, Dwayne, that the Rays hitters saw 68 fastballs in yesterday's game. Go
and
finish.
You're going to give me the 95+ number?
Yeah.
Oh, a base hit into left by Pearce. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Every one.
Ridiculous.
95+ on all 68 heaters. That is ridiculous.
Well, a base hit for Pearce. The Rays have a man aboard with 1 out, and Logan Morrison. A 2-1 ball game right now. Strike 1. Logan had a base hit and a steal in the 4th and scored the run for the Rays. Pearce back in at first. Two. Boy, I'll tell you, you get that fastball that can get up there, push 100 miles an hour at times. And then you put the slider with that and the change. The slider at one point was not a prominent pitch for him. You'd see it occasionally, but not very much. But that's not the case now.
No, mostly to the right-handed hitters, the changeup mostly to lefties. But he's got different ways to attack now. And you're right, the triple-digit fastball, always a threat. Then a good changeup, and we saw the breaking balls to Longoria. They were very good, sharp.
Two and two. That's bad when a guy who throws 100 starts to pitch. Really?
Well said. That's exactly right. Can't you just be a brain dead thrower?
Yeah, just throw hard. Give somebody a chance. It's Pierce at first. Chopper holds the count at 2-2. That foul ball.
You wonder if Herrera is now going to come with the fastball. It's been 5 straight changeups. You've started to slow down Logan Morrison, getting used to that speed. Now all of a sudden you take that 88, 89 and add 10. There it is.
Ground ball. Deflected off Herrera, and that toss to first, an underhanded flip. Maybe that's coming into vogue.
Maybe we missed the memo. I've never seen a longer flip than what we saw yesterday from Jake Odorizzi. And Gilliam Herrera, well, you talk about the similarities between these games. This is not close. He just chucks it underhand. Morrison almost beat that out.
Look at that. Well, it's easier on the arm that way.
Yeah.
I mean, physiologically, we're really constructed to toss a ball underhanded, but boy, it made for a close play, and it's a little unusual, and we've seen that on back-to-back days now. So Pierce is at second with 2 gone, as Steven Souza Jr. steps in. Takes a strike. Ian Kennedy worked the front 6. Soria 1. Now Herrera. It's a ball and a strike. Screen. 1-2 the count.
Well, if I'm Herrera here, Souza Jr. doesn't see another heater. I'm going to that slider down and away and bank on the fact that he's going to swing at one of them. Maybe hang one. That'd be nice.
Goes Pierce for third. Ground ball. That's going to go through the hole into shallow left. The throw to the plate, not going to be in time. Pierce breaking on that pitch. Scores from second, and the Rays get the tying run on the ground ball off the bat of Souza. And the Rays, with some aggressive base running, have tied the game.
Well, he did go to the slider. Cuthbert covering third base. You know, Pierce off and running. And Cuthbert's going to go to cover, and there's no one there to make that play. Wasn't hit very hard. There was just no defender. Vacated his position.
Escobar, the shortstop, getting to the ball and making a desperate throw to the plate, but Pierce was all over the plate with the tying run.
Boy, did it get quiet in here.
Well, what they've seen is the tables turned on them. That's what the Royals do to people all the time. Corey Dickerson at the plate. It's a 2-2 contest now. Way up with that pitch at 98. That'll make you uncomfortable.
Now that is an anger pitch, is all that was. That's Herrera trying to fire one as hard as he can, ticked off at what just happened. He came in with an ERA of under 1.
Dickerson with a 1-1 count now. Brewers has scored the tying run. It's 1-2. Off-speed pitch had Dickerson out in front. You're gearing for 100, you get 89.
Back to that pitching thing.
Souza Jr. back in. A couple of hits and a run and some aggressive base running here in this inning. A 1-2 count. Dickerson out on strikes. Rays are out, but they get a run, and this game is tied 2-2.
Another quality start for Matt Andriese. Very good once again, very efficient once again. Understanding, this Kansas City Royal team is very aggressive. A lot of high quality pitches early in counts. He was able to get early in the count outs, get a little help from his defense. His defense actually let him down at another part of the game with a couple of errors in one inning that led to a run. But 7 innings of strong baseball being pitched by Matt Andriese in just 90 pitches, as he tried to match Ian Kennedy, who gave up just 3 hits and a run, an unearned run in his 6 innings.
And the Rays will call upon Erasmo Ramirez to make his 21st appearance as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Change on the Rays infield as well. First pitch to Butera is a strike. Brad Miller's in the game at shortstop. Taylor Motter moves over to play second, replacing Pierce. And another strike from Ramirez. Ramirez pitched a perfect inning yesterday against New York. Got 3 ground balls. It's 1-2. It's Escobar, the leadoff man. He's on deck. And a foul ball that caught Conger. Just enough to stay alive for Butera. Foul out of play. The Rays got the tying run across the plate in the top of the 8th. Chopper foul. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Ramirez facing Butera for the first time. And another foul ball right back. That pitch up, very top of the zone. Kevin Cash and Jim Hickey. You saw them earlier congratulating Matt Andriese on another outstanding pitching performance. High foul, that's out of play.
A battle being put up here by Drew Butera, the 9-hole in the lineup.
The 9th pitch will be made.
9s across the board. 9-hole, number 9, 9th pitch. Does that mean anything to you?
Doesn't mean anything to me. Does it mean anything to you?
No. Searching.
Little tap down to third. Longoria takes care of that. 1 gone. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Alcides Escobar. That's a strike.
You know, I think that in telling a story, I think I'm going to start tacking on that phrase "and more" to everything that I say, because it just makes it sound better. It gives you all this stuff and more. I mean, right?
Yeah, that's right. Ooh, base hit up the middle, punched through by Escobar. Well, Escobar has his first hit of the night. It's also his first hit ever against Ramirez. He'd gone 0 for 6 against Erasmo until this ground ball found its way up the middle.
Well, you got that open shot. He stays right up the middle. We've seen a number of these Royal hitters be able to use the middle of the field with great effect. You got a guy out there who can run a little bit. Keep your eye on him.
Yeah, he's 10 of 12 in the steal department. Merrifield takes a high fastball.
Well, and with Escobar being held on, Taylor Motter shading a little bit towards second base. Not a huge hole, especially if Logan Morrison can pop off. You think about Merrifield maybe trying to hit the ball the other way, especially if they stay away from him.
Runner goes. Good jump. And a ground ball through the right side. Motter is left to cover the bag. It's going to be first and third. Merrifield chopped it right through the spot vacated by Motter, and Escobar doing everything he could do to get out of the way. Look at this.
This team, so frustrating. This is how they're built, and how that ball, how he hurdles that ball. On his way there, Motter vacates the position and leaves that part open. He jumps over the baseball, avoids contact with it, gets over to third base. And Kevin Cash out here talking to Dale Scott. That they're trying to say that maybe that ball hit Escobar. It certainly looked like he avoided it.
Lance Barrett's going to come in. He was right there making the call. The umpires are going to have a conference.
I don't think you could replay this anyway, right? Ground ball in the infield.
I think that's why they're having the conference.
Yeah. And I don't know if it really matters, because I don't think that ball hit him. We'll see.
Take a look at this.
Boy, that was close, though. Inside of that right knee.
Well, here you go.
It's worth a shot. I don't think that this thing is going to be overturned, but if you're Kevin Cash, you almost have to. You got runners at first and third here, one out, and you've got Kane and Hosmer coming up. You can't pitch around both of them.
One out with men at first and third right now. Well, Kevin coming out there and asking them to take another look, and it's under review. So it's first and third. First and third, one out, and Lorenzo Cain will be the hitter. Cain 0 for 3, and the infield is up. And he shoots this one foul. Out of play, strike one. So that all of that conversation had to do with wondering if they could review it or not. So they checked in to see, and the answer was no. So they reviewed for a rules check, and so the play is what it is. First and third, base hit, did not hit Escobar.
Well, and between that and now, Erasmo Ramirez has been able to get the jump here on Cain, 0-2. Now you go with your best strikeout pitch. You're looking to put him away right now.
And it's foul. But still a 2-strike count. Look at this for the Royals, 8th inning or later in the major leagues. They're up 28, best in the majors. High foul, that'll play. The pitch at the very top of the zone.
Well, he's changed eye levels throughout this at bat. A couple of pitches down to start, a couple of fastballs up, one higher than the previous one. Now maybe you go back down to that changeup below the zone. You've been working up and down.
Upstairs.
Now you do it.
It's a 1-2 count. Hosmer, the on-deck man. Focus of attention on Kane for Ramirez at the moment. Two and two.
That's another one of those instances where you've got him set up for it. It's the right pitch. Execution just not quite there. Wasn't presented as a strike well enough to get Kane to swing, and we know Kane wants to swing. They need to come up with a big one here.
Two. Base hit by Motter. Escobar scores. Kane drives in the go-ahead run. It's 3-2 Kansas City.
You know, how about that at-bat by Lorenzo Kane? That was not an easy at-bat. You've got a motivated pitcher with good stuff trying to put you away. He gets ahead of you and still aggressively swinging. Stays inside that baseball and hits it hard enough that he gets it by Taylor Motter, who's pulled in. That close. What an AB.
What they have seen since 2011, when they brought him over here from the Brewers, a maturing outfielder, maturing hitter, major part of this Kansas City success story. And he comes through here. Now the Rays are down by 1. Eric Hosmer takes the pitch away. That's a strike, 1-1. Did go. The count is a ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball that caught Dale Scott. Still 1-2. Garten up in the Rays bullpen now. gone. The heart and soul of this lineup, certainly now, has just belted a 3-run home run to make it a 6-2 game.
Well, here it is, fastball middle in. Eric Hosmer came into this game red hot. His last 4 games coming in, he was 9 out of 17, hitting the ball to all fields. Pitch him away, he'll hit the ball into left. Pitch him middle, he'll hit that ball up the middle, and you pitch him in, and his hands right now quick enough to turn on it. That's what makes him so dangerous and so productive.
Rays make the pitching change. Baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By your Tampa Bay BMW centers. Visit BMWTampaBay.com today for exceptional offers. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. With 1 out, 4 runs home to make it 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Brian Garton on, and his first pitch to Kendrys Morales is a strike. Eric Hosmer's 10th home run of the year, a 3-run blast. Oh, 2. 414 feet. The home run by Hosmer. Hosmer hit it on the 25th pitch of the inning made by Erasmo Ramirez.
Well, that just makes him now plus 32.
They are the best late.
Well, I mean, you combine the fact that you're that clutch, that you're that good late in games, and the bullpen that you have, it's no wonder they're on this run.
And a little looper the other way. A base hit. Big turn at first, and Morales has a base hit. Follow Orlando. Four-run game now. Ming Wong up in the bullpen. Into the dirt. Inside 2-0. Garten pitched against the Marlins Thursday, 2 innings, and was touched for 3 runs in that one. Ground ball short, comes up on Miller, and everybody is safe. Orlando reaches on the error.
I thought right this is ball off the bat. You're thinking end of the inning. Ball gets jammed. Here comes Brad Miller over there, comes up on him, and he's just not able to glove it and not able to recover. That ball right off the heel of the glove. And you go for an opportunity to turn a double play and finish off the inning to now 2 aboard with 1 out. And how about that? 4 multi-air games, 11 in the last 7. It's tough to win those kind of numbers.
Now Cuthbert, he fouls it away. Chesler Cuthbert, the 8th hitter to come to the plate in the 8th inning for Kansas City. Big cut and a miss on the fastball up. 0-2. Fouled out of play. The inning opened on that long at bat by Drew Butera. 9-pitch at bat, and he finally grounded out. Then Escobar singled, and with that, 6 in a row have reached base. One and 2.
You know, Dwayne, think back to the quality of at-bats in this inning. You mentioned the Butera at-bat. Okay, Alcides Escobar, he's not going to have a quality bat. He's not up there long enough. So he gets a base hit up the middle. And then Merrifield, you put a guy in motion.
Yep.
You get some runners at first and third. The at-bat by Lorenzo Cain, impressive. Eric Hosmer with a 2-strike. Impressive at-bat that leads to the home run. I mean, these guys have locked it in here in the bottom of the 8th. Another one here.
Cuthbert got down, and now it's 2 and 2.
You know, really, the culture around this team, that's why you just can never count them out. How many come from behind victories did they have in the playoffs last year? About every one of them, seemed like.
Ground ball, second base. Motter, Miller 1, first base 2. They do get the double play thrown by Garten. But the big blast following the RBI single by Cain, the home run by Eric Hosmer, capping a 4-run 8th. It's 6-2 Kansas City. home run, his 10th home run of the year, to increase it from a 1-run deficit to a 4-run deficit. Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and here it is. 414 feet of lumber. But Desmond Jennings leads off the 9th. Strike the count. Herrera worked an inning. Chin-Ming Wong in the game now. Jennings behind in the count. 2 strikes.
Where's this guy been?
He was with Washington for a while.
I thought that was like a decade ago.
And a cut and a miss. Jennings strikes out on 3 pitches. By the way, you asked me last inning how many times did they come back in the postseason?
Yes.
8.
8 times.
8 times last year.
Wow.
In the postseason. Just amazing.
And that's out of what, 11 total wins? 8 of 11.
Yep. Conger takes a pitch for a ball. 1-0.
Ah. Okay, then this makes sense. How about it? You know what? How about hanging with it though?
Yeah.
You know, just continue to some injuries and ineffectiveness, and you just hang with it. Back here throwing 92 to 94 miles an hour. Made quick work of Desmond Jennings.
Fly ball, center field. All the way back goes Kane to the edge of the grass and just on the track. Holds that one in. So 2 up, 2 down. Brandon Geyer. The pitch is a strike. Now 1-1. Two outs with the bases empty. Tap third base. Cuthbert's throw, and this game is over. Rays are 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. Kansas City takes the first game of the series 6-2. Kansas City now 28-22. The Rays drop to 22-27. 6-10-1 with 4 left for Kansas City. 2-5-3, 8 left for the Rays. A 4-run 8th determined this one. Took 3 hours and 3 minutes to play it. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. We'll be with you tomorrow at 7:30. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, comes your way next.